21 days of commitment can turn a dream into a reality. Stay focused, and you'll see the power of consistency. Success is the result of daily actions. Commit to your plan for 21 days, and the transformation will follow. You have the power to change your life, starting right now. Every day is a new opportunity to take control and move closer to the person you've always wanted to be. It's easy to get stuck, to feel like change is too hard or too far away. But I'm here to tell you that it's not. Change begins with a single decision, one action, and the determination to never give up. The truth is, the only thing standing between where you are now and where you want to be is your commitment to showing up every day and taking the necessary steps. No one else can do this for you. It's all on you. If you're ready to step into your full potential, to make today count, then let's get started. This is your time. The journey starts now, and it starts with you. Number 1, commit fully to change and finish what you start. If you really want to transform your life, and I mean truly change the way you live, the way you think, the way you act, it starts with one powerful decision. Commit fully to change and finish what you start. Not halfway, not when it's convenient. Not only when you're feeling good or motivated, I'm talking about showing up, staying in it, and seeing it through every single day for 21 days. Now, why 21 days? Because most people never give themselves enough time to build anything real. They start strong on day 1, they stumble on day 3, and by day 5, it's all gone. That's not how change happens. Real change doesn't come from trying. It comes from committing. You don't try a success plan. You decide you're going to follow it, no matter how you feel, no matter what the weather is, no matter what comes up in your day. That's the beginning of real discipline. That's how people turn their life around. You might be thinking, I've tried before, I've started things, I just can't seem to finish. And I understand that you're human, but here's what I want you to know. You don't lack the ability, you don't lack the time, you don't lack the potential. What you've been lacking is the full commitment to see it through all the way. And that changes now. When you say to yourself, for the next 21 days I'm going to follow through on my plan no matter what, something powerful happens inside you. You shift from being someone who reacts to life to someone who creates it. You start to believe in your own word. You begin to trust yourself. And when you trust yourself, everything changes. Because then, when you say you'll do something, you'll do it. And that's the first real step toward building self-respect. Commitment means doing it even when it's not exciting anymore, even when the motivation disappears. Because motivation is not reliable, it comes and goes. But commitment is a decision you renew every day. It's the voice inside that says, I don't care how I feel right now. I said I would do it, and I will. And each time you follow through, you grow stronger. Each time you finish what you start, you prove to yourself that you are capable of far more than you believed. Now think about it. How many things have you started in your life and never finished? Be honest with yourself. Think about the books, the diets, the workouts, the routines, the goals, and where are they now? Half done, forgotten, left behind. That's not because you're lazy or unworthy. It's because you didn't have a clear decision that said, I will finish this no matter what. The 21 days success plan is not a trick. It's a process, a discipline. And here's what I want you to understand. This plan is not about doing everything perfectly. It's not about making massive changes overnight. It's about showing up every day and doing what you said you would do. It's about choosing to grow on purpose instead of waiting for life to push you. You don't have to be extraordinary to get started. You just have to be honest. Honest enough to say, I've been putting this off too long. Honest enough to admit that the comfort zone is not working. Honest enough to know that waiting won't change anything. Action does. And commitment makes action stick. Here's something I want you to hear, loud and clear. If you give yourself fully to this 21-day plan, you will not be the same person by the end of it. Not because the world changed, but because you changed. You became the kind of person who finishes, the kind of person who shows up, the kind of person who doesn't wait for perfect conditions to start. That's where the real transformation happens. Not in the results, but in who you become through the process. Every day for 21 days, you have one job: follow through. If it's a workout, do it. If it's waking up early, wake up early. If it's writing your goals, write them. You set your own plan based on what matters to you. But once you set it, you follow it. Not when it's easy, especially when it's not. There will be days when you don't feel like it. There will be moments when you're tired, when life throws things at you, when you question why you started. Those are the exact moments that define you. That's when you push through. That's when you remind yourself, you are not quitting again. You've done that before. That story is over. This time, you finish. And don't look for perfection. Look for progress. If you show up and give your best effort every single day, you are winning. That's how confidence is built. That's how self-worth is restored. That's how dreams go from maybe someday to I'm building it right now. Here's what I've learned. If you can do it for 21 days, you can do it for life. Because the hardest part is proving to yourself that you can be consistent. Once you prove that, the excuses lose their power. The old habits start to lose their grip. You're no longer just hoping for change. You're living it. You don't need a new year or a fresh Monday. You need a decision. A decision that says, I'm going all in. I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of stopping. I'm tired of starting over. I will finish. That's the kind of decision that breaks patterns. That's the kind of commitment that rewrites your story. And here's the truth. No one can do this for you. No one can hand you discipline. No one can make you finish. But once you take full responsibility, you take back your power. No more blame. No more excuses. Just action. Just commitment. Just change. So ask yourself, are you ready to stop starting over? Are you ready to finish what you start? Because your future is waiting. Your confidence is waiting. Your breakthrough is waiting. And it's not 6 months from now. It's not next year. It's 21 days from now. That's the window. That's the challenge. That's the opportunity. And if you give it everything you have, you won't just see results. You'll become someone who does what they say. Someone who follows through. Someone who transforms. Number 2. Take one bold action daily toward your biggest goal. If you want to create real change in your life, if you want to step out of the place where you feel stuck, overlooked, or underachieving, you must begin with one clear action. Take one bold action daily toward your biggest goal. Not a small action that keeps you comfortable, not a convenient action that fits into your current habits, a bold one. Something that challenges you, something that pushes you closer to the life you say you want. Now let's be honest. Most people avoid bold actions, not because they don't know what to do, but because bold actions bring discomfort. They bring fear. They create risk. But here's the truth. If your actions don't scare you a little, they're not going to move you forward in a big way. Playing it safe never brought anyone success. It only protects what you already have. But you're not here to protect the life you've outgrown. You're here to change it. Your biggest goal is not going to chase you. It won't land in your lap. It's not waiting for you to feel ready. It's waiting for you to move. It's waiting for proof. Every time you take a bold action, you show the world you're serious, and more importantly, you show yourself. That builds strength, that builds momentum, that builds belief, and belief is what carries you when the path gets difficult. This 21-day success plan is not about staying busy. It's not about checking off easy tasks that make you feel like you're doing something. It's about doing what matters most. Every day ask yourself, what is one bold move I can make today that will take me closer to the outcome I want? Not 10 steps, just one. One move that takes courage. One step that demands focus. One decision that pushes your limits. A bold action might be sending that message you've been avoiding, making that call you've been putting off, publishing your work even if you think it's not perfect, speaking up in the meeting, asking for what you want, saying no to what drains you, saying yes to what stretches you. The action will be different for everyone, but the principle is the same. It should challenge you. It should force you to grow. You don't transform your life through information. You transform it through action. Not someday action, Not once in a while action, daily courage, daily effort. You won't always feel ready, but you will always have a choice. And the choice is simple. Do what's easy and stay where you are, or do what's bold and move forward. The biggest mistake people make is waiting to be confident, waiting for more time, waiting for things to calm down, waiting until they feel motivated. But life doesn't reward people who wait. It rewards people who act. The bold are not fearless. They just move anyway. They feel the fear and they keep going, because they understand something. Clarity comes from movement, not from overthinking, not from second guessing, from doing. You don't need to change your whole life today. You just need to make one move, and then do that again tomorrow. And the next day. When you take bold action every day for 21 days, your mindset changes. You begin to see that action creates possibility. Action makes things real. Action brings progress. Even if you stumble, even if it doesn't go perfectly, you learn, you grow, and every lesson becomes part of the strength you carry forward. Some days the bold action will be big. Other days it might be small, but significant. What matters is that it's honest, that it comes from a place of purpose, that it moves the needle in the direction of your highest goal. Don't confuse motion with progress. Don't get stuck in planning, researching, or preparing forever. At some point you have to move. There is no growth without execution. Here's something most people don't talk about. Bold action is lonely. You won't always be supported. You won't always be understood. Some people will question you. Some will criticize. And many will stay silent, but none of that matters. What matters is that you stay true to your goal, that you choose your future over your fears, that you honor your vision, even when no one else sees it yet. Think about the kind of person you want to become. Think about how that version of you would act. Not what they would think, what they would do. That's the standard. That's your compass. When you don't feel like showing up, think of that person. When fear tells you to stay still, think of that person, because every bold move you make brings you closer to becoming them. Bold action is also a declaration. It tells your mind you're serious. It rewires your thinking. It makes you aware of your own power. You stop waiting for permission. You stop playing small. You stop shrinking to fit your old life. And you start expanding into the life you know is possible. Don't be fooled by how simple this sounds. One bold action a day might sound easy. But consistency is the hard part. Most people can do something brave once in a while, but doing it every day, especially when you're tired, especially when you're unsure, especially when you're not seeing instant results, that's what separates the few who succeed from the many who stay stuck. This is your challenge. One action, every day for 21 days. Pick the action that matters, the one you've been avoiding, the one that keeps showing up in your thoughts, the one that leads you toward your highest priority, and then do it, even if it's uncomfortable, especially if it's uncomfortable, because here's what will happen. After 21 days of bold action, you'll no longer see obstacles the same way. You'll no longer feel paralyzed by fear. You'll no longer talk yourself out of doing what you know you need to do. You will have trained your mind to move. You will have built the habit of action, and once you have that, there's no goal you can't pursue. Success is not reserved for the lucky. It's earned by the committed. It's built by those who dare to act. Not once, not twice, but daily, boldly, intentionally. So if you want the life you've imagined, you have to do what most people won't. You have to step forward. You have to take the risk. You have to go beyond the surface. And you have to keep doing it. So decide right now. What is the one bold move you can make today? Don't wait. Don't postpone. Don't overthink. Just do it. And then do it again tomorrow. Build that fire inside you. Feed it with action. And keep going. Because the moment you start moving, you take your power back. Number 3. Remove every excuse and show up every single day. If there's one habit that will change everything, it's this. Remove every excuse and show up every single day. That means no more waiting for the perfect time, no more blaming circumstances, no more hiding behind reasons that keep you from your potential. You have to decide, from this moment forward, that nothing will keep you from doing what needs to be done. Excuses are comfortable, they're easy, they're convenient stories that protect you from facing the truth. And for most people, they become a routine. I'm too tired. I don't have enough time. I'm not ready. I don't feel like it. These are not facts. These are escape routes. They allow you to stay the same while pretending there's a good reason for it. But here's the truth. Every time you choose an excuse, you choose to stay stuck. Now imagine what would happen if you remove those excuses. If you stopped giving yourself an option to back out. If you decided that no matter how you felt, you were going to show up. Not just when it's convenient. Not only when you're in the mood, but every single day. That decision, that level of consistency, would reshape your life. Most people are not held back by lack of talent. They're not stopped by bad luck. They're held back by hesitation, by doubt, by the belief that there will always be a better time to start. But the truth is, better time never comes. Life is always busy. Your feelings will always shift. And if you wait to feel ready, you'll wait forever. You become powerful when you stop waiting and start acting. Showing up daily is not about perfection. It's not about doing everything flawlessly. It's about building trust in yourself. It's about proving that your word matters, that you won't quit just because it's hard or uncomfortable. The days you show up when it's hardest to do so are the days that build real character. You don't need to be perfect to grow, but you do need to be present. You do need to be there. Day after day, moment after moment, pushing forward with what you've committed to. Whether that's working on your health, your business, your mindset, your relationships, it all comes down to one thing: consistency. Removing excuses also means taking responsibility. It means you stop pointing to what others did or didn't do. You stop blaming your schedule, your past, or your surroundings. You take full control of your actions, your choices, and your time. It's not always easy. In fact, some days it will feel like a fight. But that's what growth is. It's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to make you better. If you want a breakthrough, you have to outwork your doubts. You have to outlast your distractions. You have to choose action over avoidance. And that doesn't happen by accident. It happens when you remove the option of not showing up. When you say to yourself, no matter what, I will be there. No matter how I feel, I will give something. No matter how little progress I see today, I will move forward anyway. Think about this: how different would your life be right now if for the last 90 days you showed up every day without excuse? Really think about it. What could you have accomplished? What habits could you have built? What momentum would you have right now? And now ask yourself, are you willing to go another 90 days doing the same thing? Or is it time to do something different? You don't get strong by avoiding the work. You get strong by showing up when it's difficult, when it's inconvenient, when no one is watching. That's what discipline looks like. That's what builds resilience. That's what separates those who want success from those who live it. Every day is an opportunity. But if you keep skipping the work, if you keep letting yourself off the hook, you miss that opportunity. You delay your own growth. And after a while it starts to hurt. Not just because of what you didn't achieve, but because of who you didn't become. There is freedom in consistency. There is power in discipline. When you stop letting excuses run your life, you start leading it. You stop being pushed around by your emotions, and you start taking control of your actions. That's when things start to shift. That's when confidence begins to grow. Because you're no longer waiting, you're working. Some people might think showing up daily sounds like a burden, but in reality, it's a gift. Every day you show up, you're investing in yourself. You're building a stronger mindset. You're moving closer to the goals that matter most to you. You're creating a life that reflects your potential, not your excuses. And don't mistake showing up for doing big things all the time. Some days showing up might mean writing one page, making one phone call, doing one workout, meditating for 10 minutes. It's not about the size of the action. It's about the discipline of doing it. The act of showing up reminds your mind and body that you are in control, that you decide how your story goes. When you build that habit of being present, of doing the work, of honoring your commitment, everything else in your life becomes easier. Decisions become clearer. Motivation becomes less important because you're not relying on it. You've built a system, a rhythm, a personal standard that says, this is what I do. Remove the excuses that say you're not ready. Remove the belief that you need more time. Remove the thought that says you'll start next week. Those thoughts only keep you stuck. They rob you of your progress. They distract you from your purpose. And they have no place in your life if you're serious about change. The time is now, not tomorrow, not later tonight, right now. You either commit or you delay. You either act or you hesitate. And if you're tired of starting over, if you're tired of feeling behind, then make today the last day you give an excuse. Start showing up as the person you know you can be. The one who follows through. The one who doesn't let emotions decide their future. The one who faces every challenge with effort, not avoidance. Your transformation doesn't start with one big moment. It starts with daily presence. With the decision to stop letting yourself down. With the choice to live in discipline, rather than regret. And that's something you can choose today. So take a breath, get clear, and decide. No more excuses. No more delays. No more waiting. Show up today. Show up tomorrow. Show up until showing up becomes who you are. Number 4. Plan your next day completely before going to sleep. If you truly want to take control of your life, if you want to start waking up with purpose instead of pressure, then you need to do one thing every night. Plan your next day completely before going to sleep. That simple discipline creates a shift in the way you approach time, energy, and priorities. It puts you in charge before the day even begins. Most people start their day by reacting. They wake up late, they feel rushed, they check their phone, they get pulled in a dozen directions before they've even had a chance to think. And by the time the day ends, they feel like they were busy but accomplished very little. That's not how leaders live. That's not how success is built. You can't allow the outside world to decide how your day goes. You must lead your day before it starts. When you plan your day the night before, you eliminate guesswork. You don't waste energy deciding what to do first. You don't scramble. You move with clarity. You start your day focused and grounded. That's the difference between living with direction and drifting without it. Before going to bed, take a few minutes and ask yourself, what are the most important things I must do tomorrow? Not the easiest, not the most urgent, the most important. Choose the tasks that actually move your life forward. Write them down, set a time for them. Prepare anything you'll need to execute them. Go to sleep with a clear agenda, and you'll wake up with a clear purpose. This one practice does more than help you organize your time. It sharpens your mind. It trains you to live with intention. It reminds you that success doesn't happen by accident. It happens by design. And planning is that design. You don't have to plan every second. This isn't about micromanaging your life. It's about being thoughtful. It's about setting priorities instead of chasing distractions. It's about building a structure that keeps you committed when the day gets noisy and unpredictable. Most people let their day control them. They react to everything. They run from one thing to another with no focus. And they end up exhausted. Not because they worked hard, but because they lacked clarity. There's a huge difference between being busy and being productive. Planning the night before helps you close that gap. When your plan is ready before your day begins, you can start strong. You know what matters. You're not wasting time thinking about what to do next. You're doing it. That head start adds up. It separates average days from great ones. And over time, it separates average lives from great ones. Success is built through habits. And one of the most powerful habits you can form is owning your time before it starts owning you. That means no more waking up and hoping for a good day. You don't hope, you prepare. You don't leave it to chance. You lead with choice. This discipline also helps you sleep better. When your thoughts are scattered and your plans are unfinished, your mind stays active. You lie in bed thinking of everything you might forget tomorrow. But when you've written it down, when you've scheduled your day, you allow your mind to rest. You reduce stress. You gain peace. And peace is powerful. It recharges you. It restores your energy. it sharpens your thinking. That's why the most successful people don't just start their day strong. They finish the previous one with intention. That's the edge. That's the mindset. You'll notice something else too. The more you plan your day the night before, the more self-respect you'll feel. You'll see yourself following through. You'll develop personal discipline. You'll feel more in control. And that confidence shows up in every area of your life. Start small. You don't need a complex system. You don't need fancy tools. A simple notepad or a calendar works. What matters is consistency. Make it a nightly ritual. Take 5 to 10 minutes before bed and create your roadmap for the next day. Look at your responsibilities. Think about your goals. Decide what matters most. Block time for it. Eliminate distractions in advance. Be specific. The clearer your plan, the easier it is to follow. Some nights you won't feel like planning. You'll be tired. You'll want to skip it. But remember this: your future self is depending on the decisions you make today. A few minutes of planning can save you hours of confusion. That small investment pays big dividends. And this isn't just about work. It's about your whole life. Plan your health. Plan your learning. Plan time for rest, for relationships, for reflection. A full life doesn't happen by luck. It happens by leadership, and you're the leader. When you don't plan your day, you invite chaos. You open the door to distraction. You risk wasting precious energy on things that don't matter. But when you plan, you set the tone. You take the first step in leading your day instead of surviving it. Think about how many mornings you've spent scrambling. Think about the stress that creates. Now imagine waking up with a plan already in place. No hesitation, no uncertainty, just action. That's what this habit gives you. It turns mornings into momentum. Over the next 21 days, commit to this practice. Plan your next day completely before going to sleep. Do it no matter how late it is, no matter how you feel. Make it non-negotiable, and watch what happens. Watch how your focus improves. Watch how your energy shifts. Watch how your results multiply. Planning doesn't guarantee everything will go perfectly. Life still brings surprises, but planning gives you control over what you can control. And that's where power begins. That's where freedom grows. That's where transformation takes root. Every night, remind yourself of your responsibility to yourself. Your goals are not going to wait. Your future is shaped by what you prepare for today. So be prepared. Be intentional. Be clear. Plan your day with purpose. Sleep with peace. Wake up with direction. And repeat it, day after day, until it becomes part of who you are. Because success isn't a mystery. It's not reserved for the lucky. It belongs to those who prepare, who lead, who commit. And it begins the night before, when you choose to own your time, your effort, and your future. Number 5. Push through resistance daily and do it anyway. If you're serious about success, if you want real growth, not just ideas, not just talk, but actual transformation, then you have to understand one thing. Resistance is not going away. Every single day it's going to show up. And when it does, you've got one job: push through it and do it anyway. That feeling in the morning when you don't want to get out of bed, that hesitation before you start the workout, that moment of doubt right before you begin the project, that voice that tells you to wait until tomorrow, that's resistance. It's not a weakness. It's not a personal flaw. It's part of the process. And if you don't push through it, it wins. It controls your life. It blocks your potential. Most people lose not because they don't have the ability. They lose because they stop when resistance shows up. They wait for it to go away. But it doesn't. It waits too. It waits for the moment you pause. It waits for hesitation, and then it grows stronger. That's why you can't wait for the perfect mood. You can't wait for motivation to strike. You have to act, even when you feel nothing. Especially when you feel nothing. There is strength that comes when you act in the face of resistance. It trains your mind to follow through. It reminds you that your feelings do not decide your future. Your decisions do. You have to choose effort over comfort, action over delay, discipline over ease. You may not feel like it today, and that's okay. Do it anyway. You may be tired. Do it anyway. You may feel uncertain. Do it anyway. You may think it won't matter. Do it anyway. Because those small choices you make in those moments, they build something deep inside of you. Something permanent. Something powerful. Every time you push through resistance, you build character. You teach yourself that showing up matters. That doing the work matters. Even when it's quiet. Even when no one is watching. That's how you grow trust in yourself. You see, people love to talk about goals, about dreams, about big visions, but none of it means anything if you don't do the work. And the work is never convenient. It always comes with resistance. That's why very few people finish what they start. They think if it doesn't feel good, they should stop. But the opposite is true. When resistance shows up, that's your signal to lean in. When you push through, even just a little, momentum begins. It may start slow. It may feel heavy, but it moves. And once it moves, you build rhythm. And once you have rhythm, consistency follows. That's how progress is built. Not all at once, but day by day, moment by moment, pushing through that invisible wall that tries to keep you stuck. It's important to know this. Resistance is not just mental. It's physical. It's emotional. It affects your thoughts, your energy, your body. It whispers lies. It tells you that you'll fail, that you're not good enough, that it won't work. But here's the truth. Resistance lies. And the only way to silence it is with action. You don't negotiate with resistance. You override it. You keep your commitments no matter what. You get up when it's early. You show up when it's hard. You stay focused when distractions pull at you. That's how strong people are built. Not by chance. Not by shortcuts. But by showing up and pushing through. You're not going to feel motivated every day. You're not supposed to. What you need is not motivation. What you need is a standard. A rule you live by. A personal code that says, when resistance shows up, I show up stronger. That's the mindset that changes lives. Think about how many days you let resistance win. How many hours you've lost to procrastination, to overthinking, to avoidance. Not because you couldn't do it, but because you didn't feel like doing it. Now imagine if you flip that switch. If you push through even half of those days. Imagine where you'd be now. You don't need a miracle. You don't need a new tool or another secret. You need to face the resistance and walk through it. Even if your steps are small, even if it's messy, that's how breakthroughs happen. And the beautiful thing is this. Every time you push through, it gets a little easier. You start building a pattern. You begin to trust that you can rely on yourself. That's not just powerful. It's life-changing. Because once you know that you can move even when it's hard, the limits begin to fall away. People often ask, how do I stay consistent? You don't, not at first. You become consistent by being inconsistent and showing up anyway. You become disciplined by being undisciplined and acting anyway. That's the truth. Most won't tell you. You earn your consistency through repetition, not perfection. You will fail some days. You will miss some steps. But that doesn't mean you stop. It means you return stronger. That's what the 21 days are about. Not just showing up when it's easy, but building the muscle of daily effort, of doing the thing, even when every part of you wants to quit. The resistance doesn't disappear. It evolves. It adapts. But so do you. Every time you act in spite of it, you grow stronger. You become more focused, more grounded, more reliable. Your future depends on how you handle resistance. Not once, not occasionally, but daily. If you push through, you gain power. If you give in, you stay stuck. So here's what you do. Every morning, expect resistance. Don't be surprised by it. Don't fear it. Meet it head on. Acknowledge it. And then take action. Even if it's small. Even if it's slow. Push through. Your dreams are waiting on the other side of that resistance. Your discipline. Your growth. Your results. They all live beyond that feeling. Don't let a temporary emotion cost you a permanent reward. Take a breath. Stand up. Show up. Do what needs to be done. You are not your resistance. You are the person who keeps moving anyway. Day after day. Step after step. That's what makes the difference. Not talent. Not timing. not luck, but the refusal to be stopped by the very thing that tries to stop everyone else. Number 6. Follow the same routine daily without missing a step. Success does not arrive suddenly. It's not a single moment of breakthrough. It's the result of steady effort built day after day through routine. When you follow the same routine daily without missing a step, you begin to build something far more powerful than motivation. You build discipline. You create consistency. You form a structure that holds your ambition together. A routine is not about perfection. It's about rhythm. It's about creating a predictable process that removes decision fatigue and directs your focus to what matters most. When you wake up each day and follow the same pattern, the same wake-up time, the same habits, the same order, you eliminate distractions and confusion. You set a strong tone for the rest of the day. You begin to program your mind to shift into performance mode. You don't need to convince yourself or negotiate with your emotions. The plan is already made. You simply follow it. And when you follow the same steps every single day, you begin to reinforce the identity of someone who shows up no matter what. Most people struggle with momentum because their days look different every time. One day they feel motivated, they do the work. The next day they feel low, and everything falls apart. That inconsistency steals progress. It creates friction. You can't grow strong if you're constantly starting over. That's why your routine matters more than your feelings. You don't build a future based on how you feel in the moment. You build it by doing what needs to be done, on the good days, the bad days, and all the ordinary days in between. Because the results you want are not in the big events. They're in the daily actions. Following a routine may sound simple, but don't confuse simple with easy. It requires intention. It requires preparation. It requires that you take full responsibility for your time, your energy, and your attention. But the moment you take control of your routine, you begin to take control of your life. The truth is, your habits are forming your future. Every action you repeat is either building you up or pulling you away from what matters. There's no neutral. That's why you need to be ruthless about your routine. If something wastes time, cut it. If something drains you, replace it. If something adds clarity and momentum, lock it in. Create a routine that includes everything necessary for your growth. Your physical health, your mental clarity, your spiritual focus, your professional work, your personal learning. Include it all. And then make it non-negotiable. Not just when it's convenient. Not just when you're in the mood. Every single day. There's power in repetition. Doing the same action over time may feel ordinary, but it creates extraordinary results. That's how you build confidence. That's how you build identity. When you follow your routine without missing a step, you start to believe in your ability to stay the course. You begin to rely on yourself. You don't have to wonder if you'll stay disciplined. You know you will, because you've done it again and again. That's real strength. Not flashy, not loud, but steady, reliable, and unshakable. And when life gets hard, your routine becomes your anchor. When you feel overwhelmed or uncertain, your routine grounds you. It gives you structure. It reminds you that no matter what chaos is happening outside, you still have control over your actions. And that control is where confidence begins. Some people spend their lives reacting to everything around them. Their energy is scattered. Their mind is noisy. Their results are inconsistent. But the person who follows the same routine daily lives with purpose, their direction is clear. Their actions are intentional. Their progress is visible. You won't always feel progress. Some days will feel dull, but trust the process. Just because it feels slow doesn't mean it's not working. Growth often happens beneath the surface, long before it becomes visible. The key is to stay committed to the process. Stick to the routine. Build a routine that starts strong. Begin your day early with intention. Start with something that activates your mind, reading, journaling, or silence. Move your body, feed it with real energy. Then get into your work. Whatever your mission is, give it focused time. Limit distractions. Schedule everything that matters. And when the day ends, reflect on what you did, what you can improve, and how you'll show up better tomorrow. End the day the same way. Orderly, intentional, not rushed. Prepare for tomorrow before you go to sleep. This daily flow becomes your personal system. And once you have a system, You stop wasting time figuring things out. You move faster. You stay ready. You don't have to overhaul your life overnight. You just need to start. Identify the routine you want. Create the schedule. Follow it tomorrow. Then again the next day. Keep going until it becomes who you are. Not a task, not a to-do, but part of your identity. The mistake many people make is treating discipline like a feeling. They wait until they feel ready. But those who win understand discipline is a decision. It's a choice you make every day, regardless of circumstances. This routine is not about being rigid. It's about being reliable. Life will throw challenges your way. And when it does, your routine will help you stay stable. It's a foundation that keeps you moving, even when everything around you feels uncertain. When you commit to following the same steps each day, your life becomes aligned. Your thoughts match your actions. Your actions match your vision. You stop feeling pulled in too many directions. You develop focus, and from that focus results begin to compound. There's nothing glamorous about daily discipline. Most people won't notice it. They'll see your success later and call it talent or luck. But you'll know the truth. It was built through quiet effort, consistent repetition, and the refusal to miss a step. You're not chasing perfection. You're building mastery. Mastery is not about doing more. It's about doing the right things consistently, even when they feel boring. Because boring builds, boring works, boring delivers. This is how you lead your own life. You design a routine that reflects your values, your goals, your priorities, and then you live it every day. Without excuse, without exception. You don't rise to the level of your ambition. You fall to the level of your habits. So build habits that match the life you want, and build them into a daily routine that never breaks. Because once your routine becomes locked in, it becomes your edge. It keeps you disciplined when others drift. It keeps you focused when others forget. And it keeps you moving forward, step by step toward the future you know you can build. Number 7. Write your future vision and read it every morning. Your vision is more than just a picture in your mind. It is the roadmap for everything you want to create in your life. Without a clear vision of your future, it's easy to get lost in the distractions of everyday life. You might work hard, but without direction, you'll wander. Without a sense of purpose, you will feel like you're spinning your wheels, making progress but not moving toward anything concrete. That's why writing your future vision is so critical. It's not enough to have a general idea of what you want. You need to be specific. You need to picture every detail in your mind and put it down on paper. Your vision should be a reflection of what you truly desire, what excites you, what challenges you, what makes your heart beat faster. When you take the time to write down your future vision, it becomes real. It's no longer just a wish. It's no longer just a hope. It's a commitment. It's a promise you make to yourself that you will take the necessary steps to create the life you envision. And that vision will guide you every day. Writing your vision is a powerful act. It forces you to think about where you want to go and what you want to achieve. It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day grind and forget the bigger picture, but when you write down your vision, you bring that picture into focus. You remind yourself every morning why you're working so hard, why you're showing up every day, why you're pushing through challenges. You do it because your vision is your why, and it's the reason you do everything you do. Once you've written your future vision, read it every morning. Make it the first thing you do after you wake up. Read it aloud. Read it with passion. Let those words sink deep into your mind. Let them become a part of who you are. When you read your vision every day, you align your mind with your goals. You activate your subconscious. Your mind begins to look for opportunities and solutions that will help you achieve your vision. The power of reading your vision every morning is that it sets the tone for the entire day. It prepares you mentally for the challenges ahead. It reminds you that your goals are bigger than the temporary obstacles that may show up. It fills you with clarity and focus. When you have that kind of clarity, you can make better decisions, prioritize the right tasks, and move forward with confidence. But here's the key. It's not enough to just read your vision once and think that's enough. You must read it consistently, every morning, without fail. And as you read it, really feel it. Let yourself experience the emotions associated with the vision. If your vision is about building a successful business, imagine the pride you'll feel when you see your company thriving. If your vision is about achieving financial freedom, feel the relief and security that comes with that freedom. If your vision is about becoming a better person, feel the joy of knowing you've grown and improved. The more you read your vision, the more your mind becomes conditioned to see that future as inevitable. It starts to feel like a part of your reality. And when your mind believes it's possible, your actions will follow. You begin to make choices that align with your vision. You start to take the steps necessary to bring it to life. You stop making excuses. You stop procrastinating. You stop waiting for the right time. Your vision pushes you to take action now. Your vision is also a reminder that you are in control. You don't have to leave your future to chance. You can create it, and you have the power to make it happen. But it's going to take work. It's going to take focus. It's going to take dedication. And the first step is to get crystal clear on what that future looks like. As you write your vision, make it detailed. Picture every aspect of your life. The personal, the professional, the financial, the emotional. What does your ideal day look like? Where are you living? What are you doing? Who are you with? How do you feel? What kind of impact are you making? Write down the feelings you will experience once you've achieved your goals. The more specific you are, the more powerful your vision will be. The clearer you are, the more your mind can focus on that outcome. But remember, writing your vision is not a one-time activity. It's an evolving process. Your vision will grow and change as you grow. As you achieve goals and unlock new levels, you'll find that your vision expands. And that's okay. In fact, that's a sign of progress. It means you're reaching higher. It means you're thinking bigger. It means you're stretching your capacity. Keep revising your vision as your goals evolve. Keep challenging yourself to think bigger. Keep raising the bar. Your vision should always push you beyond your current comfort zone. It's also important to understand that your vision should be aligned with your values. Your vision should reflect who you truly are and what you stand for. If your vision is based on someone else's idea of success, it will never feel fulfilling. But if your vision is rooted in your values, what matters most to you, it will give you a sense of purpose and direction that drives you every day. One of the most powerful aspects of reading your vision every morning is the shift it creates in your mindset. It shifts you from a reactive state to a proactive one. Instead of letting circumstances dictate your actions, you begin to dictate your circumstances. You start your day with intention, and you carry that energy throughout the rest of your day. You stop reacting to life and start creating it. And that's how you transform your life. You also begin to develop a sense of trust in yourself. When you read your vision every day, you are reinforcing the belief that you can achieve what you've set out to do. You're not just daydreaming. You're making a commitment. You're solidifying your belief that this future is not only possible, but it's inevitable. And once you truly believe in your future, you begin to take the actions necessary to make it a reality. Your future vision is a promise to yourself. It's a promise to create the life you deserve. It's a promise to show up every day with the intention to do the work. And when you write it down and read it every morning, you strengthen that promise. You remind yourself of who you're becoming and why it matters. And no matter what challenges or setbacks you face along the way, your vision will keep you moving forward. Number 8. Stop wasting time and schedule your full day daily. Time is your most valuable asset. It's the one thing you can never get back. You can lose money and earn it again, but once time is gone, it's gone forever. This makes your ability to manage time a crucial part of your success. If you want to transform your life, you must stop wasting time. You must take control of every single minute of your day and schedule it with purpose. Too many people live their lives reacting to what comes at them, letting the day unfold without any plan. They wake up with no direction, wander through their tasks, and by the end of the day, they're left feeling like they didn't accomplish anything. This happens because there was no intention behind the day. They let external circumstances dictate their actions rather than making deliberate choices about how their time will be spent. The first step in taking control of your life is taking control of your time. Schedule your day. This is not about simply writing down what you need to do. This is about creating a plan that is intentional and focused on your highest priorities. Every moment you spend without a purpose is time wasted. And if you waste enough time, you can look up one day and realize that your dreams have slipped away. This is why scheduling your day is a non-negotiable part of the transformation process. When you schedule your day, you are creating structure and direction. You are saying, I control my time. I will decide how I spend every moment. A well-scheduled day gives you clarity. It helps you focus, it eliminates distractions. You know exactly what you need to do and when to do it. You are not reacting to things that come your way. Instead, you are responding based on what you have already planned. But scheduling your day is more than just writing down tasks. It's about prioritizing. It's about understanding that not all tasks are created equal. Some tasks will move you closer to your goals, while others are simply time fillers. If you want to transform your life, you must focus on what really matters. The actions that align with your vision. This is where you need to be ruthless with your time. If something doesn't serve your goals, don't schedule it. If something is just an activity that feels productive but doesn't get you closer to where you want to be, get rid of it. Your time is too valuable to waste on anything less than what matters most. A well-structured day also involves the recognition that balance is key. It's not just about work, it's about self-care, relationships, and personal growth. Your schedule should reflect all areas of your life. Schedule time for your health. Schedule time to spend with your family. Schedule time for learning and growing. Every aspect of your life deserves attention. But it's only when you make time for everything that you truly balance your day. And when your day is balanced, you perform at your best in every area of your life. One of the biggest challenges people face when it comes to scheduling their day is the feeling that they are too busy. It's easy to convince yourself that you don't have time to plan. But the truth is, if you don't plan, you're wasting time. A little bit of planning up front saves you hours in the long run. It gives you control. It eliminates confusion. It helps you get more done in less time. And that's what high performers do. They don't spend their days hoping they get things done. They plan, and then they execute. Every night before you go to bed, schedule the next day. Review your priorities. What are the most important tasks you need to focus on? What actions will bring you closer to your goals? Write them down. Make sure they are the first things you do when you wake up. This is critical because your mornings are the foundation of your day. If you start the day with a clear plan, you will be much more likely to stay focused and productive. But scheduling your day isn't just about productivity. It's about intention. It's about making sure that every task you schedule has a purpose. Don't fall into the trap of filling your schedule with busy work just to feel productive. Your schedule should reflect the activities that will make the biggest difference in your life. Every hour should be accounted for, and every minute should serve a purpose. Also, don't forget to include time for rest. Rest is just as important as work. In fact, it's often the most productive people who prioritize their rest. They understand that energy is finite and that in order to operate at their highest level, they need to take time to recharge. So make sure your schedule includes time for relaxation, sleep, and recovery. When you rest properly, you return to your tasks with greater focus and clarity. The goal of scheduling your day is to eliminate decision fatigue. Every time you have to decide what to do next, you lose energy and focus. When you schedule your day in advance, you remove that decision-making process. You are simply following the plan you've already set. This allows you to conserve your mental energy for the tasks that really matter, instead of wasting it on deciding how to spend your time. Your schedule should also be flexible. Life is unpredictable. Things will come up, and you may need to adjust your plans. But that doesn't mean you abandon your schedule altogether. If you have a clear idea of what you want to accomplish in a day, you can adjust and still stay on track. Flexibility within a structure is what allows you to adapt while maintaining focus. It's important to also remember that the key to success is consistency. You can't schedule your day once and expect results. You must commit to this process every day. You must show up every day and follow the schedule you've set for yourself. Consistency is what transforms an average person into someone who achieves greatness. It's not about making big leaps every day. It's about taking small, focused steps each day that lead you to where you want to be. One of the greatest benefits of scheduling your day is that it builds momentum. Once you start following a schedule, you'll notice that you get more done with less effort. The more consistently you schedule your day, the more natural it becomes. You stop wasting time thinking about what to do next. Your schedule becomes a habit. And when your habits align with your goals, success is inevitable. Lastly, you must remember that your time is your life. How you spend your time is how you spend your life. If you want to create a life of purpose and achievement, you must take control of your time. Scheduling your day is a powerful way to do that. It's not about being busy. It's about being intentional. It's about setting yourself up for success, day after day, by making your time work for you, not the other way around. Number 9. Discipline your emotions and act with purpose daily. Your emotions are powerful, but they are not always reliable. One of the greatest challenges you will face in life is learning how to manage your emotions, especially in situations that require you to stay focused, disciplined, and driven. Emotions are a natural part of being human. They can bring you joy, excitement, and motivation. But they can also bring fear, frustration, and discouragement. The key is not to let your emotions dictate your actions. Instead, you need to discipline them so that you can act with purpose, no matter what you're feeling. When emotions are in control, it's easy to get caught up in the moment. You might make decisions based on how you're feeling, rather than what's in your best interest. For example, if you're feeling discouraged, you might decide to give up on a goal. If you're feeling frustrated, you might lash out or make impulsive decisions that don't align with your long-term vision. This is why emotional discipline is so crucial. It's not about suppressing your emotions or pretending you don't have them. It's about understanding that your emotions are just signals, not commands. And it's up to you to decide how to respond to those signals. To act with purpose daily, you need to develop the ability to discipline your emotions. This means recognizing when your emotions are getting the best of you and taking steps to shift your mindset. If you let every emotion control your actions, you'll be stuck in a cycle of reaction instead of creation. You'll be constantly reacting to the world around you instead of creating the life you want. Emotional discipline means taking control of your thoughts and behaviors, no matter what emotions are trying to steer you in a different direction. One of the most powerful ways to discipline your emotions is through self-awareness. The more you understand your emotional triggers, the better equipped you'll be to manage them. If you know that stress tends to make you reactive, you can take steps to avoid situations that trigger stress, or you can develop coping strategies to deal with it in a healthy way. If you know that fear tends to make you procrastinate, you can learn to recognize that fear as a signal to take action, rather than a reason to hold back. The more self-aware you become, the more you can anticipate your emotional responses and take charge of them. Another key aspect of emotional discipline is learning how to respond to negative emotions in a productive way. It's easy to let frustration, anger, or disappointment derail your progress, but the most successful people know how to channel those negative emotions into positive action. If you're feeling frustrated, instead of giving in to that feeling, use it as fuel to push harder. If you're feeling disappointed, use it as motivation to learn from your mistakes and grow stronger. Every emotion, even the negative ones, can be used as a tool to help you stay on track and keep moving toward your goals. Emotional discipline also means being able to delay gratification. In a world where instant results and immediate rewards are so easily accessible, it's easy to get distracted by short-term pleasures. But true success comes from the ability to stay focused on your long-term goals, even when it feels uncomfortable or difficult in the moment. When you can discipline your emotions, you can avoid the temptation of immediate gratification and stay committed to the bigger picture. This requires a mindset shift. Instead of focusing on the discomfort of the present moment, focus on the rewards that will come in the future as a result of your efforts. To act with purpose, you must align your emotions with your values and your goals. If you let your emotions run wild, they will pull you in every direction. But if you can learn to master your emotions, they will become an asset, driving you to take purposeful action that moves you closer to your vision. This is why it's so important to know your purpose and to stay clear on what matters most. When your actions are aligned with your values, you will feel more fulfilled and motivated, and your emotions will naturally support the work you're doing. A big part of disciplining your emotions is understanding that you are not your emotions. Emotions are temporary. They come and go, and they do not define you. Just because you feel angry, sad, or anxious doesn't mean you are those things. Your emotions are simply reactions to your thoughts and experiences. You can choose how to respond to those emotions. If you're feeling discouraged, remind yourself that it's just a feeling, not a fact. If you're feeling anxious, remind yourself that you have the power to shift your focus to what you can control. The more you practice this mindset, the easier it becomes to maintain emotional discipline. Another important element of emotional discipline is practicing mindfulness. Being present in the moment allows you to detach from your emotions and observe them without getting caught up in them. Instead of letting your emotions dictate your actions, you can take a step back and decide how to respond. This moment of pause is powerful because it allows you to make intentional choices. Mindfulness helps you gain perspective and prevents you from reacting impulsively. It gives you the space to choose purpose over emotion. There are also practical tools you can use to discipline your emotions. Journaling, for example, is an excellent way to process and release difficult emotions. Writing down your thoughts can help you gain clarity and find solutions to problems that seem overwhelming. Physical exercise is another powerful tool for emotional discipline. Exercise helps release pent-up emotions and reduces stress, allowing you to regain focus and clarity. Meditation and deep breathing exercises are also effective ways to center yourself and regain control over your emotions. Disciplining your emotions also involves staying accountable to your goals. When you commit to something, your emotions will inevitably try to pull you off track. They might tell you that you're not good enough, or that you're not capable of achieving your goals. But when you stay disciplined, you can override those emotions and keep moving forward. You have to be willing to do the work, even when your emotions are telling you to quit. True discipline is about taking action despite what you feel in the moment. Finally, it's essential to remember that emotional discipline is a skill that takes time to develop. You won't master it overnight. It's something you must practice daily. Some days will be harder than others, and there will be times when you slip up. But the key is to keep going. The more you practice disciplining your emotions, the more natural it will become. You will start to notice that your emotions no longer control you. You'll be able to act with purpose, no matter how you're feeling. Number 10. Do what matters most. First thing every single morning. The way you start your day sets the tone for everything that follows. If you want to transform your life, you need to focus on doing what matters most first thing in the morning. Many people start their day by checking their phone, scrolling through social media, or diving into emails. They react to whatever comes their way, often allowing external distractions to dictate how they spend their time. But if you want to make real progress toward your goals, you must flip the script. You must prioritize what's most important to you and tackle it right away. Doing what matters most in the morning isn't just about being productive, it's about setting yourself up for success. When you wake up and immediately focus on your top priority, you send a powerful message to yourself that you are in control. You are not going to wait for things to happen to you. You are going to take charge of your day and take action toward your goals from the very start. This simple shift in your morning routine can create a ripple effect that boosts your productivity, focus, and motivation for the rest of the day. It's easy to fall into the trap of reacting to what's in front of you. When you let the first thing you do in the morning be something reactive, checking your phone, watching the news, or responding to emails, you are putting yourself at the mercy of whatever is happening around you. Your day starts with distractions and interruptions, leaving you feeling overwhelmed and unfocused. You've allowed someone else's priorities to take over yours, but by starting your day with intention and purpose, you reclaim control. The first hour of your day is the most important. It's when you are freshest, most energetic, and mentally sharp. This is when your brain is most receptive to new ideas, challenges, and tasks. If you spend that precious time doing something that doesn't align with your goals, you're wasting one of the most valuable opportunities you have. The way you use your first hour sets the momentum for the entire day. If you start strong, you are more likely to maintain that momentum throughout the day. If you start weak, you'll struggle to get back on track. When you focus on what matters most first thing in the morning, you are doing the most important thing. When you have the most energy and willpower, it's when you're at your best. This might be the time to tackle your most difficult task, make progress on your most important project, or invest time in personal growth. Whatever it is, do it before anything else. No emails, no distractions, no procrastination. If your top priority is to write a book, then write a chapter first thing in the morning. If it's to improve your fitness, go for a run or work out. If it's to build your business, work on a key project. Doing this ensures that even if the rest of the day gets chaotic, you've already made progress on the things that matter most. One of the biggest benefits of starting your day with what matters most is that it gives you a sense of accomplishment. When you start your day with a win, no matter how small, you set the tone for the rest of the day. You feel good about yourself. You've already taken action toward your goals before most people have even gotten out of bed. This sense of accomplishment creates positive momentum that carries you through the day. It boosts your confidence and reinforces the belief that you are capable of achieving your goals. Many people struggle with procrastination because they don't know where to start. They feel overwhelmed by the magnitude of their goals or the tasks in front of them. The key to overcoming this is simplicity. By focusing on what matters most first thing in the morning, you simplify your day. You prioritize the one thing that will have the greatest impact on your life, and you do it without delay. This makes it easier to take action and eliminates the need for perfection. It's about making progress, not waiting for the perfect moment. To do this effectively, you must know what matters most. It's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of daily tasks, emails, meetings, errands, and so on. But not everything on your to-do list is equally important. You need to identify your top priority. This requires clarity. You must be crystal clear on your goals and your vision for the future. What will move you closer to where you want to be? What is the one thing that will make the biggest difference in your life right now? That's what should come first. Once you've identified your most important task, set yourself up for success by eliminating distractions. Put your phone on airplane mode, turn off notifications, and create a focused environment. You need to protect your time and energy. The world will try to distract you with notifications, requests, and demands, but you can't let that derail your plans. Guard the first hour of your day like it's a precious resource, because it is. You only get one chance to start the day, so make it count. Another benefit of doing what matters most in the morning is that it helps you avoid decision fatigue. Throughout the day, you will face countless decisions, and each one will drain your mental energy. But when you focus on your most important task early in the day, you make one key decision, what matters most. You set the tone for your day, and everything else becomes easier. The more decisions you have to make throughout the day, the harder it becomes to make good ones. Starting with the most important task gives you a head start and makes the rest of the day feel more manageable. It's important to remember that doing what matters most is not always easy. It requires discipline and focus. It's tempting to put off the hard stuff and instead tackle the easier, less important tasks, but true growth happens when you push yourself to do the hard things, especially when you do them first. By doing the hardest, most important thing first thing in the morning, you build resilience and mental toughness. You prove to yourself that you are capable of doing difficult things, and this strengthens your mindset for future challenges. You must also create a routine that supports this behavior. If you want to do what matters most in the morning, you need to build a habit around it. This starts the night before. Plan your day the night before, identifying the key task you want to tackle first thing in the morning. Set yourself up for success by preparing everything you need ahead of time. This might mean setting out your workout clothes, prepping a workspace, or organizing your thoughts. The more you prepare the night before, the easier it will be to execute your plan the next day. Remember that consistency is key. Doing what matters most every morning is a habit that will compound over time. The more consistently you practice this habit, the more natural it will become. It won't always be easy, but it will always be worth it. Every morning you start with purpose, you build the foundation for a successful day, and over time you'll see the results of your commitment.